chapter 25, An Empty Room. Um, Everyone needs someone to hold his or her hand, especially when they are small children or when they are old and on their own. It isn't easy to handle loneliness. Joining a crowd in the marketplace doesn't help. You have to come back to an empty room. As a lonely boy, I would go to the pictures and lose myself in the world of Tarzan, or the Wild West, or the mysterious escapades of Dr. Fu Manchu or Sherlock Holmes. However, after the film, I would walk home to find my mother and my stepfather away on a shikar trip, hunting animals being fashionable in those days. My infant brothers had an ayah for company, and my dinner was in the pantry if I wanted it. But for me, there were books. Thank God for books. There weren't many in the house, but there was a small lending library down the road, and for 2 rupees a month, I could read as many books as I liked. And during my winter holidays, I read at the rate of 1 a day if they were thrillers, and 1 a week if they were Dickens or Conrad. As a boy and as a young man, and even as a 60-year-old, I was always a great walker. As a lonely young man in London, I got to know the city by walking everywhere, from Primrose Hill to Kew Gardens. And here in the mountains, I have walked to remote villages, from the foothills to the tree line, and I have made friends along the way. In some ways, I was lucky because I had these escape routes. The unlucky people who really feel the hurt of loneliness are those who have experienced a happy, busy family life and then suddenly lose a partner and find there is no one to hold their hand. The children have grown up, gone abroad, and started their own families and find it difficult to come home and find time to spend with mom or dad. I have seen this happen to many old friends. Some of them take to drink, either at home, on their own, or at a bar in a club or hotel where they might find someone to talk to. If you are living alone, it helps to have a vocation or hobby. Stamp collecting is out of fashion, but even that's better than hitting the bottle. If you have had an interesting life, you can try writing your memoirs. Reading always helps. My neighbor doesn't care for books, but he watches old movies on YouTube. Fair enough. I watch them too, occasionally. Walking might appear to be a lonely activity, but a long walk will always take you somewhere, and you will discover others as well as yourself. Get out of the house. The song of the bulbul is preferable to the squeak of the mouse. And always a pet, the company of a dog or cat. But animals need looking after. They have to be fed and they have to be disciplined to some extent. One of my friends got tired of a cat because it insisted on doing potty on her favorite sofa. She gave the cat away and kept a dog. But the dog would bark at shadows all night and prevent her from sleeping. Now she prefers to live without pets. Solitude is bliss, she tells me. But solitude and loneliness are very different from each other. So this is one chapter from the book, The Golden Years.